A small girl once came to us and asked for one thing every day, a hug. What is it that brings hope to a child? Is it education? Is it shelter? Is it food? Or is it something beyond? It is ultimately a feeling of belonging that brings hope to a child. India is home to some 30 million orphan and single parent children. Almost 5% of all households are lone mother households. The poverty rate of these households is a high 38%. Millions of children grow up without stable emotional belonging. I'll tell you the story of one such girl. Very frail and undernourished she was. Fresh wounds on her forehead, scars on her face. She used to be beaten black and blue and made to beg on the streets. No documentation, no date of birth. She was a clean slate. Her age had to be determined through medical means, which approximated her age as 7 years. In a few days, we got to see a smile, a chirpy side of her. We admitted her to an English medium school. She showed absolutely no interest in studies. A few days later, a complaint came from a teacher. After eating her tiffin, she pesters the other students and even the teacher to give her food. I explained to her that she could take as much food as she wanted. There was absolutely no shortage of food. To our shock and dismay, a similar complaint followed. By this time, I had understood that for her to extend her hands came very naturally to her. She had been doing it for years on the streets. This time, I admonished her. A few weeks later, our superintendent went to the school and checked on this girl in her classroom. What did she see? All the kids were sitting and having their tiffins. This girl was studying. Why aren't you having your tiffin? She asked her. Martha, auntie, I forgot to bring my tiffin. A very hungry child she was. Yet, she had stifled her pangs of hunger and did not ask for a morsel of food from anyone. That day, she got her first star in school. When she came back, I held her hand and narrated this story to all our other girls. They gave her a thumping applause. For the first time in her life, this lovely child got to hear an applause just for her. There was a twinkle in her eyes and a broad smile. The next day, she got her second star in school. She had joined school mid-session, still got 65% in her first term and 95% in her final exams. So we shifted her to a CBSE school, the prestigious Army Public School. A few months later, her teacher came to meet us. She was all praise for her. She's a lovable child. She grasped quickly. Even the other girls in the class cared for her. Her eyes sparkled as she spoke about her student. Her affection for her was so palpable. Our hearts melted. How proud I felt. In just a few months since she had entered the gateway of her school, she had lit the eyes and the heart of her teacher. From her dreary past to a bright rainbow in the sky, she had come a long way. An army officer she aspires to become, she will. What does this story cry out aloud and tell us? It tells us that children do not need merely protection. They need a sense of belonging. It tells us that we are all equal. It's only opportunities that differentiate the have and have-nots. They may be street children, but they are not the children of a lesser God, and nor are they lesser human than us. Our small, demure girl won the first prize for best handwriting in the prestigious English medium school in which she studies. A few months back, she came to me and told me, Uncle Ji, my teacher told me I'm going to get a prize in school. She did. She got the prize for standing first in maths. Those very hands, which were once drenched in garbage for rag picking and stretched out for alms, won her these prizes. In a recent function of ours, she gave a speech in impeccable English before a very distinguished audience. Ghar, the childcare institution we created about 4 years back, is a repository of many such stories. And of course, plenty of laughter and fun. How many of you all have heard of a 8-year-old grandmother? We have one. We call her Dadi. No one appointed her. She just promoted herself. The leader of our naughty girls gang is our youngest and cutest girl. Her teacher once complained that she beats up kids in the class, that's understandable. But worse, she takes their pencils, puts them through a sharpener and returns it to them when they can no longer be used. So none of the kids in my class have got a pencil to use. She was not stealing the pencils, she was merely resizing them. And of course, our hilarious 13 years old, 3 idiots who proudly proclaim themselves to be 3 idiots. Sometime back they came to me with a photograph with 3 idiots forever inscribed on it and asked me to post it on social media. So from a young adolescent who doesn't spare a whack for even the girls who are much older to her, to the one whose soft voice and silence is merely wool over her, the devil she is, each one of our girls have their own distinct identities, yet a common thread that binds them together, a deep sense of belonging and a family. They were once strangers, they are now family. What is it that makes a person step out of his comfort zone, a very fulfilling career, an organization he loves, and step into a minefield, knowing fully well that once he steps into it, he cannot back off, for that would blow him to smithereens? It's a dream and his beliefs. As a young 17-year-old cadet in the prestigious National Defense Academy, he would then talk about one day starting an orphanage. He never gave up his dream. His dream stemmed from his strong beliefs of equality and justice. He believed that nature creates all of us as equals. It's only opportunities that differentiate the have and have-nots. There are many vulnerable children who have tremendous potential but are deprived of belonging. They just needed someone to call their own and encouragement for them to realize their potential. But there was a huge conflict in his mind. His mind said, it's a crazy idea. His heart said, bash on, that's what you're meant to do. There was resistance within the family too, very naturally. Where will the money come from? You're not a young chap to get into this at this age of your life. But he believed, follow your heart, it can never be wrong. He knew there would be tremendous hardships and challenges, and it would take a toll on him and his family. Bash on regardless, his heart said, and so he did. So he stepped forth on a new journey, a new purpose, a journey to give wings to his dreams, to impact and make a difference to the lives of people. He vigorously fought in court to evict 12 tenants who had been residing on his plot for decades. He was not a lawyer, but he fought all his cases in person. He liquidated his lifelong savings, borrowed large amounts of money, and constructed a 7-storied building brick by brick. He did not seek a penny of donor funds. It was his dream, and he would have to walk the extra mile to realize his dream. Of course, he faced many challenges. There were moments of self-doubt too. But he had put everything at stake, and he just couldn't fail. And so finally, Ghar, home, became a reality. A home for orphan, abandoned, and vulnerable girls. Though legally Ghar is an orphanage, she was conceived as a family for her children to call their very own. What do we strive for? Like parents, we too want our children to be successful, for them to realize their full potential, and more importantly, to evolve into good human beings. Ghar is not just about our girls. It's about giving them purposeful and meaningful lives, and about them learning how to use that to make an impact and a difference to the lives of others. In times ahead, they too must hold the hands of others and help them climb the tallest mountains as we have done for them. Ghar is not merely about herding sheep through a wicket gate or containing the flow of a river. Ghar is about breaking the barricades of inequality, of a lack of opportunities. Ghar is about completely changing the very course of the river. How do we do it? Many of our small girls, in a manner of speaking, are born in a well. They don't even get to see the stars. So we get them out of the well and we show them the stars so that they want to be amongst the stars. We expose them to a new world so that they aspire to become a part of that world, new world. We raise their aspirations. We take them to umpteen places of learning and interest, like parents do for their children. They have been to umpteen defense establishments. They have had hot samosas under the wings of Sukhoi jets in the Air Force Station. They have sipped juice in the belly of a submarine. They have had rides in tanks, you name it. We also have taken them to many corporates and to places which are essentially for the well-heeled. Each visit exposes them to a new world, raises their aspirations, provides hands-on education, and of course plenty of recreation and fun. Quality education is the key, but we do face challenges out here, 10, 12, 13-year-old girls who have never seen the inside of a school. Ghar is their home and will be their Maika after marriage. One of our girls says कि मरने के बाद भी मैं यहीं रहने वाली हूँ. I'm not going from here. I want to become an army officer and defend my country. I want to become a psychologist and help others. I want to become an ophthalmologist. I want to become a teacher. They are indeed dreaming big. We have already admitted a girl of ours in Symbiosis University, and based on her performance, she is very likely to be sent to Germany in due course. And of course, our hilarious 14-year-old, her dreams oscillate like the waves in an ocean. Sometime back, she came to me and said, I have finally decided what my final dream is. I want to be adopted by a South Indian actor. So we are still on the lookout for a South Indian actor. I'm sure Aditi will help us. And applications are still open. And not to forget our charming politician in the making. She was just 8 years old when she was found not once but twice lying down on a bed with her hands below her head in bliss while the smaller girls were pressing her legs. She knows her way around. Some stories leave you, some don't. This one didn't. It lingers on like a dewdrop that stubbornly clings to the tip of a leaf. How many of you all have met a 6-year-old child who has been brutalized? I'll tell you the story of one. A coy little girl she was, happily moving into open arms. She loved to be cuddled and would come by daily for a cuddle. Who would know that under that beautiful smile of hers lay a brutal truth, and on her body the scars of the savagery she had been subjected to. She had resided in a village in a northern state of India. A happy child she was, till one day she went missing. Missing complaints, 20 months went by, not a trace of her. What followed was barbarism. Searing marks, burn marks on her body, bite marks all over, her innocence taken away. She was finally rescued and sent to us. She was now our daughter, and we would do all it takes to get her her rightful place. The quest began. With just a small clue, but with firmness of purpose, after days of relentless efforts, I could get in touch with the village police. After 20 months of suffering the immense grief of a missing child, her family got to see her on a WhatsApp call. Can you even imagine the relief and the happiness they felt? But the time for parting had come. As I let go her hand, tears welled up in my eyes. Emotions engulfed one and all. Hers had been a short stay with us, but a fortune of love and learning we had received from her. She had walked the path that many mature falter on. She taught us that despite what she had suffered in life, life can still be embraced with a smile and by spreading bountiful of love. Hers is a saga that shall forever remain embellished in our minds and hearts. The grit and melody of a lovely girl who taught us so much about life. The sun had set over the horizon, but a new dawn awaited her. Her journey of 1,000 miles had finally reached its destination. It's been 14 months since she left us, but her umbilical cord with us has remained intact. The horizon indeed is far beyond what we see. Children do not need only, nutrition and shelter. They need a sense of belonging. They need a place that they can call their home. They need someone to look at them and tell them, you are wanted, you matter, you are home. In times ahead, our girls too will open doors for others and ignite minds as we have done for them and carry that sparkle of goodness in the prism through which they see humans and humankind. So what if we don't have the lineage of the privilege? So what if we were once the underbelly of society? We will conquer. Maybe humanity is not just about rescuing people from darkness. Maybe humanity is about reminding them that they too were born for light and showing them that light. At Ghar, we hold up that light for our girls. Those very hands that were once extended for arms will one day be raised to return a salute, and they will conquer. Seasons have changed and spring is in the air. Thank you.